Hi again, folks. Your serial cynic back again. And I'm doing this video right after I just did the last video. Um, this video is going to be a little bit more serious. And I'm going to be accused of being a coon. I'm already expecting that. I'm going to be accused of being married to a white woman and all this stuff. Or being a white man lover or whatever the hell they want to say. I'm going to say this. I'm one of those people that I read the Bible, really, was into that at one point in my life because I was a former Christian. But the other thing is, I study a lot of Black history. I'm really into the studies of Black people, the Black history, the Black experience. I embrace it. I love that type of stuff. But I am not a militant. I can go toe to toe debating with someone who is a racist and put them in their place. All right? But just because I can do that doesn't mean that me doing that means that I hate a whole group of people because of the actions of some of their ancestors or a few amongst them. I live in a society that is built upon racism. I'm not denying that. I know there are a bunch of racists out there right now. Not denying that. I've encountered them. I know what it's like. But I've always tried to understand and keep it separate, that I deal with individuals as they come. And how do I explain this? For example, there are people who are my family. There are people who are my family. And I am closer to friends of mine than I am to them. So just because a person says that they're your family members, you can be not as close to them as someone else who's just a good friend of yours. You could be a better friend with a third cousin than a brother. So I do realize that you have people who are in different groups and who some people have gone ahead and lumped all of them together and say this about them. I try to avoid that. As a result, I don't go and think that all white people are racist. And I don't buy into any ideology that teaches that a particular group of people are not humans, not worthy to be considered as that, or not to be respected as such. Again, I treat people as they come. I come from the Virgin Islands. We have people, white people, that come down to that island with a very entitled attitude, thinking that because we're a Black community, they bring their racism from wherever they come from and bring it down there and think we're supposed to bow down and worship them. They're not getting that from me, and they're not getting it from the majority of our people back home. They come in with asshole-ish attitudes, entitled attitudes, and I'm going to put them in their place. But then, you do have white people who come to the islands who respect our culture or seek to respect it or seek to understand more of it. Hey, I just want to just make sure I'm not, offending anyone by doing this or that. They really want to know. They really feel genuine about trying to understand what we're really all about. And I can respect those people. I am willing to share with you. I'm willing to teach you. Just like coming into someone's house, you may not come from a place where you need to take off your shoes, or in my house, take off your shoes at the door. You may walk in because in wherever you come from, that's exactly what you do. You don't come into my house being all offended and doing because I tell you don't wear your shoes in my house. It's like, oh, sorry about that, bro. I didn't know, man. Hey, I just didn't know what the rules are. Let me know what the ground rules are and let me respect them. I could respect a person like that and we can talk. That being said, again, I do not go ahead and fall into believing that groups of people are this and groups of people are that, which leads to this. You would go around certain Black folks, certain Black militants, and you would hear them say things like, well, the white man is this and the white man. There are videos on YouTube right now telling you that the white man came out of space, or they were not humans, they were mixed with Neanderthals, and that's why they're this and that's why they're that, all that nonsense. And the way I look at those things, it is no different, or it's just a reverse side of the coin when white people at one point, and still do in some places, But they taught this thing that we as black people were animals. We're inferior to the white man. We're not human beings. When you follow those type of ideologies, you are just one step away from being sold the idea that you can go ahead and murder and kill those people. I shouldn't even say people because you don't see them as people. For the white man who looked at black people as animals, they're animals. They're inferior to us. They're not humans. It's okay to kill them. It's okay to enslave them. It's okay to strip them of any rights that they have, human rights, because they're not humans. And what you can do after that now, once you can believe that, you can engage in all kinds of atrocities or visit horrors upon these people because you don't see them as being humans worthy of the same rights you have. Likewise, the same thing, the reverse is true. You look over those white people. Oh, well, they were created in a laboratory. They're not humans like us. They're created by the devil. They're sinister. They're inherently evil. So, if the opportunity raises itself and the right person and the right conditions come in and tell you, yeah, go kill those people over there. They're not humans. They're evil entities. They're created by this imaginary person called the devil, by some scientist in a laboratory or somewhere. They're not humans like we are. It's not easy to go ahead and push a button and tell you to go ahead and kill them given the right circumstances, the right conditions. How do I know this? You may say, okay, yeah, I don't follow what you're saying there. Follow this. 1994, Rwanda. These are two groups of black people who ended up, well, one group did more of the murdering. Groups of people in the same country. They are human beings, but of course we have divisions. You have a tribe known as the Tutsis, and you have a tribe known as the Hutus. They occupy the same country. Supposedly, I guess the Tutsis are people that migrated, years and years and years before from the northeastern part of Africa. I guess they came down from places like Somalia and Ethiopia. They ended up in Rwanda, but they were living together with the Hutus all these years. I guess the Hutus were more the local people who were always there. It came to a point, and I don't want to go back and explain the history of how it led up to all this. This is for another video. But it came to a point where the Hutus eventually gained power, and the Hutus, being the majority in the country, gained power in the country. And the Tutsis now, they realized that they lost the power that they had. The minority, they lost the power that they had for years. And so you had Tutsis on the outside of the country, on the border of the country, over in the Democratic Republic of, well, it was called Congo back then. Zaire back then, I think it is. But now I guess you call it the Congo. And they're massed on the borders, I guess trying to come in to the country to take back the power that I guess they felt was always theirs. The Hutus, knowing this now, start a panic, and they're in the majority. And now it comes time to where we get to this point where 800,000, close to 1 million Tutsis were murdered by their own countrymen, looking just like them. Of course, the Hutus were generally darker skinned, Tutsis were generally lighter skinned, but regardless, these were Africans turning on one another in the same country. Not even to say they invaded from another country. Their own people, their own citizens, they turned on. And how did they build up to this? They referred to the Tutsis. There was a propaganda campaign going on prior to the genocide. And on the radio, the Hutu sympathizers, I guess Hutus, on the radio, referring to the Tutsis as cockroaches. So when they referred to them, they kept saying, these cockroaches, these roaches, these cockroaches, these cockroaches. And they keep referring to them as such. If I mention the word cockroach to you, what do you think? You think pest. You think disease. You think something taking over your home that is nasty and filthy. And using that word over and over and over and just driving the passions that those people over there, they're cockroaches. It didn't take much after that now to push the right buttons. Hey, get rid of those pests. Your neighbor who's a Tutsi over there, get rid of those pets. That family member of yours who married into your Hutu family, that brother-in-law of yours over there, that sister-in-law of yours over there, that's a cockroach. That's not a human being. Get rid of that pest. In this modern day and age, 1994, this was being taught. And all of a sudden you have Rwandans turning on Rwandans based on a division that's that tribe of people over there. They're cockroaches. I even should say people. Those pests over there. They're taking over our land. Let's go and kill them. 800,000 people were murdered based on that. Now, I'm living in a country right now with an asshole of a president. Oh, did I just say president? That's the first time I ever called him a president. Sorry about that. I do not refer to him as such. We have somebody occupying the White House. And what is his thing? Teaching that a group of people on the other side of our border on the south, listen to the words he used for them. They're rapists. All they're coming over here to do is to take away our jobs and kill Americans. That's what he's putting over. Dog whistling. It's the same thing like what happened in Rwanda. Those people over there are evil. They have no good intentions for us as Americans. They're jumping over, crossing the borders, coming in, bringing in drugs, looking to rape our women. And any little example he gets of an illegal immigrant who's driving drunk and kill somebody. See, they're trying to kill all of us. Meanwhile, of course, usually when you hear about one of those things, usually about 1,000 situations happen with Americans hurting other Americans. But no, we're not going to look at that. We just want to focus on that group over there. They're coming over here to hurt us, to harm us, to steal our jobs, to take advantage of our system. So I guess what I'm getting at is I am not a part of or believing in demonizing people. I don't do that in whole groups of people. Let's demonize this whole group over here. And demonizing means you're reducing them from being a human down to something else. And once you can go ahead and do that, then it's like they're not human. So if I kill them, what's the big deal? The Nazis did the same thing. So when you're coming in here, and this is one of the reasons why these Hebrew Israelites who are out there in the corner preaching that kind of hate and so forth, you're not going to get me to get myself involved in that. The Nation of Islam is not going to get me involved in standing on the street corner doing the same exact thing. No group, no one. I treat people as they come. You're a white person, you're cool, you're straight up. I don't get any notions about you being racist or whatever the case might be. We can work together. You're Asian, we can work together. I have friends from all over the world because I don't mind talking to people. I don't shun people away because of their color, because of their religion, because of their creed or whatever. We can sit, we can talk. So you're not going to ever find me on this channel here running my mouth about hating anybody and this group of people over here, this, that, and whatever. Even the Hebrew Israelites that I'm making so much videos about, no, I hate these guys. They're annoying, some of them. I don't hate them. They're human beings just like I am. I just feel that they're misguided. So let me bring this video to an end and go edit the other one, okay? I don't usually edit these videos. I'm just talking about the title. So anyway, tell me what you think about this. Subscribe, share, get down into the comments, and you can leave your comments there, all right? You guys take care. And thank you guys for who've subscribed already. And thank you guys for those of you who come in and comment and you listen to my videos and everything. I appreciate it, okay? All right, you guys take care.